Thank you very much, councillors, members of senior staff, the clergy, the gallery. Warm welcome to you for our final meeting of Temora Shire Council for 2025, and acknowledge in the chamber, of course, long-serving former Temora Shire Mayor and Councillor, Mr. Peter Spears. Great to have you back in the chamber, Mr. Spears. It's always great to see you. Council, in declaring the meeting open, this meeting is being recorded and will be placed on Temora Shire Council's webpage for public information, and the Mayor and Councillors were all reminded that of our oath and affirmation of office made under Section 23A of the Local Government Act 1993, and our obligations under Council's Code of Conduct to disclose and appropriately manage our conflicts of interest. And all present today, we're reminded that whilst we're speaking, we're agreeing that our views and our comments are being recorded and published. And we're also reminded that if or when that we're speaking, we're of course to be respectful to others and use the appropriate language. And Temora Shire Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures during this council meeting. And with that, I would like to invite Father Alex Osborne, the parish priest for Sacred Heart Catholic Church, to please lead us in our Christmas meeting prayer. Thank you, Father.
All right, my pleasure. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Almighty and eternal God, watch over our meeting here tonight. Lend us your wisdom so that we might discern your truth. Protect our integrity and guide our discussions. Help us to be of one accord and of one goal. That through sharing in your powers of governance, all might be on earth as it is in heaven. We ask you, Lord, to lead, guide, and protect us, and always draw us ever closer to your truth. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father. Very, very, very good. Let us now go to our acknowledgement of country. As we begin our meeting today, Temora Shire Council acknowledge the traditional owners of Temora Shire's land and waters, our Wiradjuri people. We acknowledge their continued connection to country and culture, and we pay our heartfelt respects to elders both past and present, acknowledging their contribution to the Temora Shire community, a place we all call home. I thank you. Any apologies? I think we have full deck, which is great. So thank you. Any declaration of any interest at this time? No? If not, I might ask Councillor Irvine, would you just thank you? Now, before I do, I'm going to Councillor Hawken. Councillor Hawken, on behalf of councillors and staff, we extend our prayers and sympathy to you on the loss of your aunt, and your Temora Shire Council family stand beside you and your family during this time. We go on to confirmation of minutes of the last meeting of Temora Shire Council, November meeting. Someone that was present care to move that they be approved as true and correct. Thank you, Councillor Smith. Seconded for the motion, please. Thank you, Councillor Dukic. Moved. Seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried. Thank you. Matters arising, Madam General Manager, please.
Thank you. Through you, Mr Mayor. No, there isn't.
Thank you. Council, we now proceed to the Mayoral Minute, which you have a hard copy on your desks. It is with much sadness that our Temora Shire Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, Councillors, the General Manager, Ms Boxall, our staff and our citizens continue to mourn the passing of one of Temora Municipal Council's former aldermen in the late Ronald Richard Gubby Allen. Former Alderman Allen was first elected in December of 1962 and was re-elected each election until standing down at the September 1977 council election, serving an impressive 15 years in local government. Mr Allen was immersed in countless community and sporting groups. Most significantly, the Temora Rugby League Football Club benefited from Mr Allen's efforts, having been a player, referee and administrator over decades, and he was honoured by life membership of that club. Other organisations Mr Allen was involved with included the Temora Masonic Lodge, Greenstone and Narraborough Lodges as a former chairman and board member, St Paul's Anglican Church and many others. Mr Allen has earned the respect and affection of generations of Temora Shire citizens, and he'll be sorely missed. Mr Allen's family remain in our collective thoughts and prayers. Number 2, Council will have learnt of the passing of former Mayor Margaret Martin, aged 94, late of Randwick City Council. Former Mayor Martin was elected to Randwick City Council in 1983. She was subsequently re-elected in 1987, 1991 and 1995. In 1992, Mrs Martin was elected Mayor of Randwick City, being the first lady to hold the time-honoured position. Mrs Martin was also elected as Mayor in 1996. It was during Mrs Martin's second term as Mayor she initiated the sister city relationship between Randwick City and Temora Shire, a relationship that has thrived and prospered ever since. The late Mrs Martin was a cousin of our Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, and his family. Mrs Martin also has a daughter, Councillor Carolyn Martin, currently serving on Randwick City Council, being elected at the 2024 council elections. And we are confident that Councillor Martin will continue to make former Mayor Martin proud. Temora Shire owes a great deal to the late former Mayor, Mrs Martin, and she will always have a special place in the collective hearts of Temora Shire. And the thoughts and prayers of councillors, the General Manager, directors, staff and citizens remain with the families of our Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, and Mrs Martin, Randwick City Council and their community. Number 3, Temora Shire councillors, the General Manager, staff and citizens are still in shock after the recent terrorist attack in Bondi. We join with fellow Australians in being utterly appalled and sickened at these senseless murders of innocent people. This is not the behaviour that reflects the Australia we all know and cherish. We continue to pray for those who have lost their loved ones. Our hearts are also with those victims who are in hospital working on a full recovery. To those emergency service men and women, we say a warm thank you. We're grateful also for those brave citizens who stepped up to help others during this horrific incident. We strongly support our Premier, the New South Wales Police Force, as they continue to carry out their respective and crucial roles. Our collective hearts and minds are with all of those impacted by this evil act. Terrorists win when we live in fear, and let's ensure we never let them win. I have made contact with Mayor Will Nimesh of Waverley Council to offer Temora Shire's prayers, thoughts, love and strength during this dreadful time. And I invite all councillors, staff, members of the gallery to please rise in your places as we observe a minute's silence in honour of former Alderman Mr Allen, former Mayor of Randwick City, Mrs Martin, and the victims of the Bondi massacre. I thank the chamber. And last, but by no means least, number 4, it is with much pleasure today that we formally acknowledge 30 years of service to local government by our Deputy Mayor, Councillor Graham Peter Sinclair. Councillor Sinclair was first elected at the 9th of September 1995 Temora Shire Council elections. He attended his first council meeting on Thursday the 21st of September 1995. Councillor Sinclair was then elected as Deputy Mayor in 2005, serving until 2009, then again elected as Deputy Mayor in 2012 and has served in that role ever since. Councillor Sinclair has served on countless council committees, acting as chairman for many of them, including the Assets and Operations Committee, and as long-serving chairman of the Temora Shire Australia Day Council. Councillor Sinclair is also the chairman of the Temora Agriculture Innovation Centre Committee, serving for many years in that role. Councillor Sinclair is also a foundation board member of the Riverina Joint Organisation, and Councillor Sinclair was elected as Council's representative on the Goldenfields Water County Council Board in 2016 and continues to serve this day. And Councillor Sinclair is the current Deputy Chairman of the Goldenfields Water County Council Board. He is also active on several community boards and committees which also value his service. Councillor Sinclair has earned the strong and deep respect from councillors, staff and citizens over 3 decades of selfless service to Temora Shire Council, to our Shire community and to the region. We salute our Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, our colleague and friend, for his exceptional commitment and his dedication. So to you, Councillor Sinclair, Mr Deputy Mayor, we say a warm thank you, and I will make a suitable presentation after we consider the mayoral minute. And finally, councillors, which is a verbal addition, I thank all councillors and all of our staff for the past 12 months. You've all done your best with a firm and sincere heart to want to serve this Shire community that we love and that we cherish. And sometimes we have tough occasions and matters that we have to contend with, or things that are thrust our way, but I'm proud of the manner in which we work together to still achieve fantastic things for our Temora Shire community. So again, I do thank you all most sincerely. And there's a recommendation there, councillors, that Temora Shire Council writes to the families of our former Alderman, Mr Allen, the late Mayor of Randwick City, Mrs Martin, and that Council writes a letter of profound sympathy to Mayor, Council, staff and citizens of Waverley Council, and that the remainder of the mayoral report be noted. Thank you, Councillor Smith. Thank you, Councillor Judd. Moved, seconded, discussion. There's no discussion at this time. I'll put the motion. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you. I'd like to invite the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, up to the front, please. Mr Deputy Mayor, I think all of us would acknowledge that you have given a tremendous amount of service, as I alluded to in the minute. We remain extremely grateful for the manner in which you go about your business, and I'm just delighted that I have 2 former mayors in the chamber, and Mr Spears and Councillor Judd, that have worked closely with you, along with several others in the chamber as well. Well done, thank you, and here's to the next 30 years. Congratulations and thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess I've never planned to spend, or even thought about spending 30 years as a council representative, but somehow it happened, I guess. Yes, it doesn't seem like 30 years. Doesn't seem that so long ago since I started, but there have been times when it's seemed longer than that too. So, yeah. But it's certainly in that 30 years, as Councillor Firmin just alluded to, there's only been 3 mayors, and to have all 3 in the room today is a bit special, and especially Peter coming back. I don't know whether it's special for this or just happened to be, but
It is special.
yeah, but no, it's good to see you here, so thank you. But yeah, I've certainly enjoyed my time as council, and won't be another 30 years. Well, sure. I'm not going to try and outdo Councillor Judd. But no, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. Let us now proceed to our business paper, and we commence. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Before we do commence, I just wondered whether Councillor Judd might like to comment. Sorry.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I certainly support your remarks and congratulating Councillor Sinker on 30 years. I've been there all the time with Graham over the 30 years. And I really appreciated back in April 2005, and as Mayor, I lost my deputy, Ron Coleman, at the time. It was a very sad and moving occasion, but I then asked Graham if he would step up to be the deputy mayor at the time, and I was glad he was able to take on that job and be a great support during the time. So well done, Graham, and hopefully there's a few more years left. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Judd. Now we will proceed to our business papers, starting on page 11, the minutes of Council's Access and Equity Committee, and Councillor Bushell is the chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to move that the reports be received.
Thank you, Councillor Bushell. Councillor Bushell's moved the report received. Is there a seconder for the motion, please? Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Sinclair moved. Seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. Contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you. We go to Councillor Bushell. Any items you wish to highlight?
No thanks. No thanks, Mr. Mayor. I think I highlighted in the last council meeting because of the transition of the date, so that's already been done, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Councillor Bushell. Councillors, you have the report and its recommendations there. Is someone prepared to move that they be adopted, or is there an alternate view? Councillor Bushell, you'll move that. Second, Councillor Dukic, thank you. Move. Second, discussion. No discussion. I'll put the motion. All those of that opinion, please say aye. Contrary, no. I declare the motion carried. Thank you very much. Let us go to page 20, the minutes of Council's Economic Development Visitations Committee report, and Councillor Judd is the chairman.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I'll move the report be received.
Thanks, Councillor Judd. It's moved that way. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Mann. Moved. Seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. Contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Councillor Judd, did you wish to highlight items from the report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With 2 items we looked at, development of the framework for the Disability Inclusion Action Plan, and an update on the Canola Trail. So I'll just make a comment on number 1, the development of our plan, and then last month we were looking on all the ways to prune what we're doing and cut costs, and we seem to be, with all these regulations coming in, that we seem to be adding costs to our running of this organisation. So it's a bit concerning in a lot of ways, so we've got to be very careful how we do it. So.
No, thanks, Councillor Judd. Of course, yeah, every item of expenditure, of course, yeah, it's under microscope by this council, that's for sure, among all others across Rural, Regional, Remote New South Wales. Councillors, you have the Economic Development Visitations Committee report and its recommendations. Is someone prepared to move that they be adopted, or is an alternate motion? Thank you. The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, you're happy to move that way?
Yes.
Thank you. Second for the motion, thank you, Councillor Judd. Moved. Seconded. Discussion. There's no further discussion. I'll put the motion to you. All those of that opinion, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried. Thank you very much. Let's proceed over to page 67, the minutes of Council's Assets and Operations Committee report, and the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, is the chairman.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. I move the report be received.
Thank you. The Deputy Mayor's moved the report's received. Is there a seconder for the motion, please? Thank you, Councillor Hawken. Moved, seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Mr Deputy Mayor, do you have any items that you wish to highlight in the Assets and Operations Committee report, please?
Not at this stage, Mr Mayor.
No, thank you. Councillors, the Assets and Operations Committee report and recommendations are there for Council to consider. Any comments, issues? Councillor, just in relation to on page 83, in relation to the matter of, 76, where it starts 4.2 Area Park Water Catchment Community Complaint. On page 83, note there the various committee recommendations, and my dissent from that recommendation. Just to see clarity, I don't oppose the principle of the motion. What I opposed to was the fact that I wanted that legal advice to ensure that council was on solid footing. However, I've since had further discussions with the General Manager and others, and I'm certainly content to support the recommendation that the committee has put to council. Any other items to discuss in the Assets and Operations Committee report? If not, is someone prepared to move the Assets and Operations Committee report and its recommendations, please? Thank you. Councillor Mann. Seconder for the motion, please. Thank you. The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, moved. Seconded. Further discussion? If there's no further discussion, I'll put the motion to you. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Let us proceed over to page 185, the minutes of Council's Youth Advisory Committee, and the chairman of that committee is Councillor Bushell.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'd just like to move that the reports be received.
Thank you. Councillor Bushell's moved, the report is received. Seconded. Thank you, Councillor Hawken. Moved. Seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried. Thank you. Councillor Bushell, do you have any items you wish to highlight as chairman of that committee?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just the report regarding the process for youth presentation on 4.2. It's interesting to see that we're going to evolve and transition. It's exciting times. So, I just want to pay attention or draw attention to that report for the councillors and watch this space, and we'll be moving forward through some processes that I can't wait to see come forward. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bushell. Thank you for highlighting that. And yes, it is an exciting step forward if council adopt the report and its recommendations. Further discussion on the report? If not, is someone prepared to move that the Youth Advisory Committee report and recommendations be adopted? Thank you, Councillor Bushell. Councillor Hawken, thank you. Moved. Seconded. Discussion? No discussion. I'll put the motion. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Let's proceed to page 199, the minutes of Council's Aerodrome Users Committee, and Councillor Judd is the chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll move the report be received.
Thank you. Councillor Judd has moved that the report is received. Is there a seconder for the motion, please? Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Sinclair moved, seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Councillor Judd, as the chairman of that committee, do you wish to comment?
Oh, not really at all in there. Two items looked at: inquiry into Australia's aviation sector and calendar events, and item in general business. So,
Thanks, Councillor Judd. Councillors, you have the Aerodrome Users Committee report and recommendations for you to consider. Is someone prepared to move that they be adopted, or is there an alternate view? Councillor Marnes moving the report and recommendations of the Aerodrome Users Committee. Thank you. Seconded the Deputy Mayor. Councillor Sinclair moved, seconded. Further discussion? No further discussion. I'll put the motion to you. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried. Thank you very much. That is committee reports. Over to page 208, delegates reports. We have delegates reports. You see there's some list of the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, Councillor Hawken, and of course Councillor Judd. Any further delegates reports? Councillor Dukic.
We had the Australia Day committee meeting on Monday night. All going well and going forward.
Thank you, Councillor Dukic. I think, looking forward to a hopefully warmer day for Australia Day. Cooler, I beg your pardon. Cooler day for January the 26th. Further delegates? If not, I thank you. Let us proceed to page 209, the Mayor's report for the month of November. And there's a recommendation on page 212 that the Mayor's report be noted. Thank you. Councillor Hawken has moved that way. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Dukic. Moved. Seconded. Discussion. If there's no discussion, we'll put the motion to you. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried. Thank you. Over to page 213, our staff reports. A motion to receive our staff reports, please. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Sinclair. Thank you, Councillor Smith. Moved. Seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Over to page 214, the General Manager's report. 12.1, the calendar of events for December. The General Manager.
Thank you. Through you, Mr Mayor. The calendar is as written. It's pleasing to see that January and February aren't as busy for all of us as what December has been.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thanks, Madam General Manager. Councillors, you have the calendar of events there for you to consider and a recommendation that those calendar of events be so noted. Thank you, Councillor Hawken. Councillor Bushell moved. Seconded. Discussion. There's no discussion. I'll put the motion. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Let's go to page 215, 12.2, disclosure of interests returns for December 2025. The General Manager.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The report's as written. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Madam General Manager. I go to Councillor Bushell.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'd just like to move the recommendation.
Excellent. Thank you. Councillor Bushell has moved the recommendation that Council notes the disclosure of interest returns. Second for the motion. Thank you, Councillor Hawken. Moved. Seconded. Discussion. There's no discussion. I'll put it. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Over to page 218, 12.3, petition New South Wales Parliament for duplication of the Gobagumbalan Bridge in Wagga Wagga. The General Manager.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. We received correspondence from Dr Joe McGurr in relation to this matter. It's for council's determination about how they would like to support or not the request. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam General Manager. Obviously, this is an issue I'm sure that many of you have heard raised from time to time from some over the years, and the General Manager has a couple of suggested options there for Council to consider. The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. I realise there is issues with this bridge every morning and perhaps at night for a short period of time, but I think there's much more pressing issues within the region that need spending on this bridge.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah,
The Deputy Mayor.
yeah, I'm not against this, but I just think the money that would take to build that bridge which would be a significant amount of money, could be better spent elsewhere. I think it's up to the people to make their own decision here, but so perhaps council just could make the petition available for anyone who did want to sign it, but to my mind, I would be pushing for it.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. So effectively, you're suggesting that council make the petition available to Temora Shire citizens to sign if they so choose?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Go to the Deputy Mayor further. You want to move?
Yeah, I was going to
Would you like to move that way? Thank you. Is there a second to Councillor Bushell? Thank you. Discussion, Councillor Bushell.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I find it very interesting to have a trigger for 10,000 signatures for elements to be debated in Parliament. I don't really think petitions have much leverage, in my opinion. You can have a petition around and you could sign it 4 or 5 times, and I don't know who audits whether my signature is the same from the last of the one that I done 2 days ago. I think, if you really want to lobby hard and you've got the passion for it, you write a letter. I believe a full A4 sheet of paper has more presence in a goal. So, the petition, happy to support it, but I just feel petitions have no legs.
Thanks, Councillor Bush. Look, I must say I personally support that view. I remember, and many of you would remember, the late Honourable Ian Armstrong, the former member for Lachlan, Deputy Premier of New South Wales. He said something very, very similar to what Councillor Bushell just said, that petitions, and remember he was a Deputy Premier and Minister for Agriculture and Fisheries, and he indicated at the time that petitions, yes, anyone can write them, but there's usually one facilitator who organises it, and that one facilitator is the one that is responded to, not all of those that have signed the petition. And he said, you imagine if you had 100 sign a petition, and one response goes to the facilitator of that petition, whereas 100 individual people wrote an individual letter, that then commands a response from that minister or whatever the case may be. So I think that's something for us to keep in mind. So thank you, Councillor Bushell. Is there further discussion on the motion, which is, if I can just see that motion, please. Thank you. That council make the petition available for signing at council-owned facilities, including the administration building and Temora Library. Mover and seconder, you're happy with that? Thank you. There's no further discussion. Not, I'll put the motion to the chamber. All those of that opinion, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Let us go over to page 221, 12.4, Audit Risk and Improvement Committee, ARIC Annual Report for 2024-2025. The General Manager.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. This is a report prepared by who is actually now the former chair of our ARIC, and it provides an overview of what has occurred in the last 12 months. Happy to take any questions as necessary.
Thank you, Madam General Manager. Councillors, you have the report there. I think it's very pleasing. There's something that I highlighted on page 225 of the business paper in Mr Tobin, the Chairman's report, where he notes about the middle paragraph, that last sentence, that it is pleasing to see Council making strong headway implementing the actions from the internal audit over the year. And if any of you know, Mr Tobin is a hard marker, a hard taskmaster, but very well respected in the industry. So I commend the council team, the general manager, and the staff, all those involved, for making that genuine headway. Councillors, you have the report there for you, and the recommendation that Council notes the ARIC annual report for 2024-2025. Someone prepared to move the recommendation? Thank you. The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, has moved that way. Seconded. Thank you, Councillor Judd. Moved, seconded. Discussion. Councillor Judd, you sit on that. ARIC, do you have any comments? Beg pardon? Oh, I beg your pardon. Yes, an observer, unfortunately. But it's still great and comforting that Council have you in that capacity. And it's also a reminder, councillors, that the actual award, remember, for this ARIC Alliance with Rerock received a state award at Rerock last week. The General Manager did flag that back in August with us, but the award was actually presented last Friday at the Rerock board meeting, and it was well done to all involved. So if there's no further discussion, I'll put the motion. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried. Thank you. Bless you. Anything of an urgent, late nature from the General Manager?
No, thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Madam General Manager. Let us now proceed to page 238, the Engineering Service Department report. There's nothing to report in that department at this time. Let us go to page 239, the Environmental Services Department report, 14.1, proposed unit development, 67 Victoria Street, Temora. The Director.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. We've got a planning report for a unit development at 67 Victoria Street, one bedroom.
Sorry, pardon me, sorry, Mr Director. Councillor Irvine.
I was to declare a non-pecuniary interest. I know the builder and the owner in this, and I've supplied products and services to them in the past, but there's nothing related to this development where I've got an interest.
Thank you, Councillor Irvine. That interest has been duly noted. Thank you. We go to the Director.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. As I was saying, four lots of one-bedroom, two-storey units being proposed for 67 Victoria Street. Mimics a development to the north of that same block. Very similar in design, a little different in style. It's been notified without any objection. However, they are proposing to vary a development standard in relation to private open space. Hence, its need to be reported to Council. We're recommending approval subject to the conditions commencing on page 247. 6.
Thank you, Mr Director. Council, it's always pleasing to see development applications for Council to consider, and this one is here before you to consider. And of course, there's a recommendation on page 252 that Council approve the development application subject to conditions. However, if there's an alternate motion, we're happy to hear it. Any comments? Any views? If we go to the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Just like to get some comments from the Director on there's three areas there that are asking Council to it doesn't comply with Council standards, and One is the setback for two-storey terraces, which is, this one is 3 metres, and normally 8 metres, the way I understand it. The other one is the open spaces is normally 45 square metres, and this is 18. And then the two middle driveways apparently do not comply with their 2 metre setback. It's sort of a big ask, and I'm just wondering if my thoughts are if it was cut back to 3 units rather than 4. That it sort of make. I know that the dollars may be not as good, but it sort of it would probably all comply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. The Director in response.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. Look, there are guidelines that are developed in our DCP, and they are guidelines, and they are able to be varied with resolution of council. We are thinking that, all things being considered, that the development meets the goals and objectives of the zone. It mimics a unit that's already been approved and operating without incident and or any issue, so we're recommending approval.
Thank you, Mr Director. Anything further, Mr Deputy Mayor? No, thank you. Councillors further? Yes. Sorry. Beg your pardon. Councillor Smith.
Yeah, no, I was just going to...
Sorry. Councillor Smith.
I was just going to ask about the P. Smith, because there's a lot of Smiths about, and I will not make a comment on this because the one that is here is a relation of mine.
I beg your pardon. I did notice you were going to put your hand up earlier. So you're declaring an interest.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, but because he's a relation of mine, I have no...
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Smith. The General Manager.
So we're just to be clear that you're declaring a pecuniary interest or a significant non-pecuniary, but choosing not to vote on this particular matter. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam General Manager. Thank you, Councillor Smith. Councillors, you have the recommendation there, the report. You've heard various discussion points. Is someone prepared to move the recommendation, or is an alternate view? Someone prepared, the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair.
There, I'll move the recommendation on the bottom of page 252.
Thank you. The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair, is moving, pardon me, the recommendation the Council approve development application 99-2025, unit development of 67 Victoria Street, Temora, subject to conditions. Is there a seconder for the motion? Thank you, Councillor Mann. Moved, seconded, discussion. If there's no further discussion, I'll put the motion, being a planning matter. If you could all please raise your hands for those that are in favour of this motion. Thank you. I declare the motion carried unanimous. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let us proceed to page 253, 14.2, grant opportunities to support Apollo Place development. The Director.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. The report is as written and follows up from Mrs McLaren's presentation in the open forum section of Council.
Thank you, Mr Director. Council, you've heard from former Councillor Mrs McLaren in her remarks in the public forum, and you have the report and the correspondence in relation to the matter. And there's some recommendations on page 254 for Council to consider. The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Yeah, the one issue that I had after reading the report that they weren't a community housing provider registered, but it was good to hear that's in process. So I think that's a good move, and yes, I'm certainly hoping that all goes well for them.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. I think we're all pleased to hear that that news going down that important path. Councillors, there's a recommendation for you to consider points 1, 2 and 3 on the bottom of page 254, or do I have an alternate view? Someone prepared to move the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm prepared to move the recommendation. In point 2, it's the fact that the report will come back to council, I think, is very necessary. So I'm quite happy to move the recommendation.
Thanks, Mr Deputy Mayor. Has moved that way, and I couldn't support you enough that, again, that future report is very important for council to consider next steps. Is there a seconder for the motion, please? Thank you, Councillor Judd. Moved, seconded. Further discussion? There's no further discussion. I'll put the motion to you. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Over to page 256, the Department of Administration Finance. They have nil to report. I think they've had a fairly busy time, so I think the Chamber would excuse that. Correspondence is nil. Business with notice is nil. Notice of motion is nil. Business without notice of an urgent nature. No, thank you. Over to page 257, we have the Councillor's information paper. Is someone prepared to move that we receive and note Councillor's information paper, please? Thank you, Councillor Hawken. Seconder for the motion, please. Seconder for the motion, please. Thank you. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair. Moved, seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. The contrary, no. Declare the motion carried. Thank you. Any items that council wishes to highlight? The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sinclair.
Yeah, I think the first report, Mr Mayor, on the compressed work week's good to read. It seems like it's bedded down quite well, and the employees are quite happy with it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes over a period of time.
Yeah, that's for sure, but very, very good. And just to see that we're, again, trying to be innovative and nimble in that space, because we know how hard it is to retain recruit, so that's well done. Councillors, any other items? Councillor, just for your information, just as a spin-off for our the Country Mayors meeting that was held in November, the Premier asked the members of Country Mayors to, if there was any way that we can assist advocating and lobbying for New South Wales to receive a fairer share of the GST carve-up for New South Wales. So to that end, we have we sought to have a meeting with the Premier. It was scheduled to have been on Tuesday. However, we sort of, given the dreadful incident in Bondi, we suggested it be pushed back. But that meeting is convened already, has a new date for us with both the Premier and the Treasurer to discuss how CMA can help advocate and lobby in that space. So let's see what can happen there, because again, financial sustainability is the number one issue. Further items? Just in relation to the Rural Fire Service report, page 271, the response, of course, from the New South Wales Government in relation to the inquiry into assets, premises and funding of the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. The response was somewhat underwhelming. However, I think that it is important that Temora Shire also writes to express our views, particularly in relation to the time frame of this review. I still believe that there is a genuine desire from the Treasurer and the Minister to assist councils with this issue, this crucial issue, and that's from what they've shared by meetings publicly and privately. However, I think it's very important that council Temora Shire Council writes, and perhaps along similar lines, the basic framework of what the country mayors wrote to Minister Dibb outlining. So is someone prepared to move that direction? Thank you, Councillor Judd. Deputy Mayor Councillor Sinclair, seconded. Moved, seconded. Discussion? No discussion. Well, at least councillors in discussion. At least it's come this far. It's come this far, and it's certainly a heck of a lot further than what it has been before. So, as we know, we live in constant hope, and we've just got to keep advocating and lobbying in the right way. So moved and seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried. I thank you. Further items in the information paper, we go to the General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just would like to highlight that there was an error in the report, in the information report 2021. The Treasurer for LG New South Wales Board that was elected was Councillor Adam Schutz, who's the Mayor at Lake Macquarie. At the time of preparing the report, I was struggling to find the information about who all the elected representatives were. All that information is now on the LG New South Wales website, along with all the full board. So if anyone would like to know who the full board is and the representation for rural and regional areas, all that is available on the website. But I apologise for that error.
No, thank you. And just as an extension to that clarity, councillors, the name that was there was the acting treasurer, so it's not as though it was a name that was plucked out of nowhere. There's just so much. There's just so much happening, and again, very hard to find. Well, we couldn't find it anywhere. So, thank you, Madam General Manager. Any other items, councillors, in the information paper? If not, in accordance with Section 10A of the Local Government Act 1993, I advise that there are several matters that are deemed confidential, and accordingly require a motion to go into closed committee of the whole to consider those reports. Thank you, Councillor Hawken. Let's move that way. Is there a seconder for the motion, please? Thank you, Councillor Martin. Councillor Mann, thank you. Moved, seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Declare the motion carried. Thank you. We resume back into open council, and I advise that the following motions have been brought forward from closed session into open session. I call the General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. While we're in closed session, the minutes of the Confidential Economic Development Committee held on the 9th of December 2025 were the reports and recommendations as presented were adopted. In relation to the minutes of the Confidential Assets and Operations Committee held on the 9th of December 2025, it was resolved that the reports and recommendations as presented be adopted. In relation to the plant replacement, plant number 746 tipper truck, it was resolved that the Council approves a purchase from Wagga Trucks for the supply and delivery of a Hino FS 2848 cab chassis fitted with a Chris's Bodybuilder's body and equipment. In relation to the resource recovery at Temora landfill, it was resolved that Council accept the tender from Mr Michael McShane for resource recovery services at the Temora Shire landfill sites. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Madam General Manager. Councillors, you've heard those resolutions that have been brought forward from closed session into open. May I have a motion, please, to formally adopt them in open session? Thank you, Councillor Smith. Seconded, Deputy Mayor Councillor Sinclair. Moved, seconded. All those of that opinion, please say aye. The contrary, no. I declare that motion carried. No further urgent business for Council to consider. If not, again, I thank you all, councillors, for your commitment to Temora Shire Council and our community. I do wish you all a very, very happy Christmas, and we cannot wait for a fantastic 2026. And with those words, I declare the meeting closed.